Ladies and gentlemen, imagine crashing on the most haunted road in the world. The car is wrecked, the lights are gone, and the night is alive with shadows that want you to quit. Every sound feels like a warning, every step feels like the end. Fear wants to trap you here forever. But what if I told you the only way out isn't running, it's rising? Tonight, we're not just surviving Clinton Road, we're proving that no darkness, no fear, no trap is stronger than the fire inside of us. Fear is loudest when everything around you goes silent. It creeps in when the lights fade, when the road disappears behind you, and when the shadows stretch farther than your courage feels. It whispers in your ear, telling you that you're stuck, telling you that you won't make it out. But fear has no power until you give it permission. It's a thief of strength, stealing the fight inside you before you even swing. In those trapped moments, the choice isn't about what's happening, it's about how you respond. Do you let panic consume your every breath, or do you stand tall even when your legs are shaking? Darkness may surround you, but light lives within you. And if you focus on that, fear starts losing its grip. Every crash in life feels final. It feels like the end, like everything is broken beyond repair. But what if the crash isn't an ending? It's a beginning. What if being trapped is the place where your greatest strength is born? Sometimes you have to be cornered to realize you're not as weak as you thought. Sometimes it takes the shadows to prove how bright your spirit can burn. The world doesn't test you in easy moments. It tests you in the nights that feel endless. That's when courage isn't a word anymore. It's an action. And even when fear screams the loudest, your will can silence it with one decision. Don't break. Fear feeds on your imagination. It paints pictures in your mind, making monsters out of shadows and doom out of silence. But courage uses the same imagination to see a way forward. You can look at the trap and see walls, or you can look at it and see a challenge. You can stare at the broken road and see no escape, or you can stare harder and find a new path. The way you interpret fear is the difference between collapse and victory. Fear tells you that you're done, that it's over. But strength says, I'm just getting started. Fear lives in the mind, but courage lives in the heart. And as long as the heart beats, you are never finished. Being trapped isn't always about chains or locked doors. It's about the weight inside your chest. It's the panic that rises when you think there's no way out. But here's the truth. Panic doesn't make you safer. It makes you weaker. You can't think clearly when fear is in control, and that's what it wants. Fear wants you frozen, afraid to move, unable to fight back. But strength comes when you breathe through the chaos. It comes when you face the shadows without running. That's when the trap starts to crack. Because you realize the real prison isn't the road, the dark, or the walls. It's the fear itself. Every moment of fear gives you two choices: surrender or stand. Surrendering means handing fear the keys to your mind, letting it drive you deeper into despair. Standing means planting your feet, even when the ground feels shaky. Standing means refusing to let fear write your story. It won't be easy, it never is. But easy doesn't create warriors, hard does. Easy doesn't teach you resilience, pain does. Easy doesn't give you courage, fear does. That's the twisted gift of being trapped. It reveals who you really are when nothing is left but fight or fall. The night is always darkest before it gives way to light. And in that darkness, your greatest transformation takes place. Fear thinks it's breaking you, but in reality, it's sharpening you. It's teaching you that strength isn't the absence of fear. It's the decision to rise while fear screams in your ears. People think courage means not being scared. That's a lie. Courage means shaking, sweating, doubting, and still moving forward anyway. It means refusing to let the shadows dictate the outcome. Fear is a liar, but it's a loud liar. You silence it by acting anyway. Think about the times in your life when you felt trapped, the heartbreaks, the failures, the nights you thought you wouldn't make it through. But here you are, breathing, standing, alive. That means fear didn't win then, and it won't win now. The same strength that carried you before is inside you still. The same will that refused to quit is waiting to rise again. The road may be broken, but you are not. The trap may feel real, but so is your courage. And every time you've faced fear, you've proven one thing: it doesn't own you. The voices of fear always echo louder in isolation. They tell you you're alone, that no one understands, that the fight is pointless. But fear forgets something. You've survived every single day up until now. Fear is not permanent. It passes. The night ends, the road clears, the trap breaks open. What feels eternal in the moment eventually becomes a memory. And when you look back, you'll realize fear was never as strong as it seemed. It was just loud, it was just convincing. But it never had control. It only borrowed the control you gave it. Take that control back, take your strength back. Fear may scream, but it cannot stop you. Not when you decide that no darkness is stronger than your light. So, when the crash happens, when the night falls, when you feel trapped and surrounded, remember this: fear is a test, not a sentence. It's not here to destroy you, it's here to reveal you. It's here to force you to find the strength you didn't know you had. You don't need to wait for rescue. You don't need to wait for a way out. You are the way out. You are the light in the darkness. And the moment you choose courage over fear, the trap loses its power forever. Fear is clever. It knows when to strike. It waits until your guard is down, until the silence feels heavier than sound, until the shadows blur your vision. That's when it sneaks in, feeding on your doubt. But fear isn't invincible. It's fragile when you confront it. It hates courage. It hates resistance. It hates when you stare it down and refuse to move. Every heartbeat you choose strength. Fear loses ground. Every breath you claim back. Fear shrinks. The more you face it, the weaker it gets. And soon you realize the monster in the dark was never bigger than you. When you're trapped, the mind plays tricks. It tells you to run when there's nowhere to go. It tells you to give up because the fight looks endless. But the mind can be trained, reshaped, redirected. Just like a muscle, it grows under pressure. That's why you can't back down when the weight feels unbearable. Pressure doesn't mean failure. It means you're being built into something stronger. The mind will scream, but you must remind it. You've been here before. You've seen fear. You've tasted despair. And you've walked out standing. And that memory alone can be enough to silence the lies. The crash on the road is a metaphor for life. No one plans it. No one expects it. But when it happens, you face a choice. You either sit in the wreckage, waiting for hope to find you, or you crawl out and create your own path forward. The trap is real, but so is your will. The wreck might shake you, but it cannot erase your fire. Pain is not the proof of weakness. It's the proof you're still alive. And as long as you're alive, your story isn't finished. The crash isn't the ending. It's the chapter where you rise. There's a strange power in fear. It sharpens you. Every sound becomes clearer, every breath heavier, every second stretched longer. Fear puts you in a place where nothing is guaranteed, and that's exactly when survival mode awakens. You don't find out who you really are when life is easy. You find out when your back is against the wall, when escape looks impossible, when the night feels endless. That's when you dig deeper than you ever thought possible. And the discovery of that strength is worth every shadow you had to face. You see, fear is not the enemy. It's the mirror. It reflects the things you've been hiding from, the battles you've been avoiding, the truths you've refused to face. That's why it feels so heavy. It's not just the darkness outside, it's the darkness inside. But mirrors don't define you, they reveal you. And once you see what fear is showing, you have the power to change it. You can't break free by running from your reflection. You break free by confronting it head on. And when you do, fear stops being the master and becomes the lesson. Every scream inside your head says quit, but quitting doesn't silence the fear. It feeds it. Fear grows every time you back down, every time you surrender, every time you decide it's too much. But courage grows in the opposite way. It grows when you stand, even when standing hurts. It grows when you fight, even when fighting feels hopeless. It grows when you choose to stay in the game, no matter how unfair the odds look. Quitting guarantees defeat, but fighting guarantees growth. And in that growth lies the power to break any trap. The road may be haunted, but so are we. Haunted by the doubts of our past, by the mistakes that echo in our heads, by the voices that told us we weren't enough. But a haunting doesn't mean hopelessness. It means unfinished business. The ghosts of fear can only follow you until you turn around and face them. Once you do, they have no hold. The road might have shadows, but you carry fire. The fear might chase you, but you were born to run through darkness. And the moment you realize that, the haunting becomes fuel. Think about it. The moments you remember most in life aren't the easy ones. They're the nights you barely survived, the storms you never thought would end, the moments you were sure you'd never recover from.